Today we're building one of the most iconic Speedmaster designs ever made, the Snoopy. But this watch isn't famous because of a cartoon dog. In 1970, Snoopy became one of NASA's greatest success stories after the Apollo 13 mission suffered a catastrophic failure on its way to the moon. That incredible story inspired Omega's legendary Snoopy Speedmaster. And today I'm going to build my own version from scratch. So now the fun part, let's jump on AliExpress and start picking the parts for this build. So the first part we're gonna need to look for is gonna be the movement. For this build I'm going to use VK63 movement right here. So, and I've got a couple of options in here. The one I went with is gonna be this one. It's got good reviews, 4.9 stars, 129 reviews, 800 plus sold. It comes with a free shipping, which is good, and the price is $27.74. This movement right here, I already received it. It is battery powered movement. It comes with the battery, so you don't have to purchase it separately, which is good. Okay, once we're done with the movement, the next one is going to be the case. So to find the compatible case to the movement, I'm going to simply type VK63 case moonwatch right here. And I've got a lot of different options in here. The one I went with is gonna be this one. So I wanna stay as close as possible to the original Snoopy Speedmaster. So I'm gonna work with blue colors, and I picked this one with blue bezel, and it also comes with this moon pattern at the back. If you look at the case, it is looking really nice. And here at the front of this case, it has no bezel insert yet. I'm going to insert it a little bit later during this build, so it comes separately. Once we have the case, the next step is going to be to select the dial, hands, and the strap. Before we move to that step, I am going to check the dial size and the strap size as well. And actually, before we move, the price of this one is $28.12. Comes with a free shipping as well, and the size of the case is 39.7 millimeters. And it is, if you see right here, it is compatible with the VK63 movement. And if we go a little bit down, and if we look at the specification right here, we see dial fit 32.5 millimeter for the dial. So we're going to be searching for that size. And for the strap, it says suitable for strap width, and it says 20 millimeters. So we're going to be searching for a 20 millimeter strap. Okay. To find the dial, same thing. I'm going to search for VK63 dial moonwatch as logo. Right here you are gonna see hundreds of different options. The one I went with is gonna be this one right here. It's a white color dial with blue subdial, and it looks like this. And actually I'm pretty happy with the quality. It is looking incredible, and I believe it's gonna look even better when I build this watch. Okay, for the hands, and again for the price, it is $11.29. It is 32.5 millimeter dial, which is perfect. It's gonna work with the case I purchased, and it says it fit VK63 movement, so it's gonna work perfectly with the movement I purchased. And for the hands, I'm gonna go with this one, so I'm gonna stick to blue color. It's got blue hour hand and blue minute hand, and it has a white second hand and white subdial hands as well. The price is $2.64. The only thing, it comes with the shipping fee, which is $6.29, but I guess I can live with that, no problem at all. And let's move to the last part we're gonna need to find is gonna be the strap. So I'm gonna search for 20mm strap on watch. And again, you're gonna find a lot of different options in here. The one I went with is gonna be this one, but for the color, I picked this one, the blue color rubber strap. If you look here, it is 20mm strap, which is gonna work perfectly with the case. And for the price, it is $7.47, and it is looking really beautiful. It is slightly lighter blue color than the bezel and the dial, but I think it should work pretty good with the parts I just picked. For the entire build, I spent around $84, which is not bad. And let's move to the build. First thing we're gonna need to do is to install the battery into the movement. If you see at the back of the movement, it's got a small clip. All what we need to do is just to pop the battery in and re-secure that clip so the battery won't go anywhere. Then we're gonna need to unscrew the crown of the case. For the next step, we're gonna need to screw the crown onto the stem like so, and we're gonna need to insert, if you see that little hole at the back of the movement, that's where the stem is gonna go. So we just need to push the stem into the movement, no force, a little bit of rotation at the same time. You're gonna hear a little click, that means it is fully in. Okay, then we're gonna need to fit the dial onto the movement. If you see, the dial has two legs at the back. The process is pretty simple. All what we need to do is just to fit the legs into the movement holes and give it a gentle press. Okay, this step is done. Let's set the movement at 12 o'clock simply by rotating the crown till the date changes. Good, now we're at 12 o'clock and we can set the hands. The first one's gonna be the hour hand. I'm using piece of Radica and black hand press tool. Good, now let's check if it is functioning properly. Let's give it a full spin. Let's wait for the date to change. Looks good to me. Now let's set the second hand. The second hand needs to be set at 12 o'clock as well. I'm using the same piece of Radica and silver hand press tool. Just gentle press. We don't want to force it. We don't want to break or bend the hand. Now let's give it a full spin again, making sure hands are working properly. They're not touching each other. Now I press top pusher once, and I'm gonna press it for the second time. You're gonna see why I did that, and I'm gonna press the bottom one. If you wanna build your own Snoopy Speedmaster watch, you can download a free PDF file in the description with all the parts, tools, and step-by-step guide. Let's move to the next step. Now I can set the second hand. Second hand needs to be installed at 12 o'clock. I'm using the same piece of Radica and red hand press tool. Just gentle press. Good, and let's press the top pusher once. If you see, it started second hand and it is running right now. If I press it one more time, it stops the second hand. And once I press the bottom one, it's gonna reset the second hand at 12 o'clock, but it flew off. So I tried again and again and again until it worked out. It took a little bit of time for me to set the second hand. I just didn't press it enough, but it worked out. Now let's set all the hands at 12 o'clock before installing sub-dial hands. Okay, and let's do one hand first. Let's do the second one, and the third one can be installed in any position. And if you see right now, the subdial second hand is running, and we can move on. Now we're gonna need to remove the stem out of the movement. There is a little hole at the back, so we just need to press and pull the stem out of the movement. Beautiful. Okay, for the next step, we're gonna need to unscrew the case back of the case. Now we can remove the gasket, and we can remove movement spacer as well. Now let's give it a little bit of blow, and let's clean the crystal. I'm using lens cleaning pen. It is very useful tool. It helps a lot, and it cleans crystal very well. Once we're happy with the result, we can place the case onto the dial, placing right side first and then the other side. Okay, let's give it a closer look. Looks quite good. Let's flip it over and let's place movement spacer into the case as well. And we're gonna need to give it a little bit of push. Okay, and yeah, other side needs a little bit more. Good. Now it is sitting nicely and evenly, and we can move to the next step. Now we're gonna need to size the stem. The first thing what I'm gonna do is to insert the stem and the crown back into the movement. Okay, then I'm gonna use digital caliper to measure the distance between the crown and case thread. Good. Now let's remove the stem out of the movement. Okay, and let's unscrew the crown of the stem, and let's cut the stem to the size we need. Be careful with your eyes because that little metal piece can fly anywhere. Okay, now let's file the stem. Let's remove all the sharp edges. We don't want to damage the crown thread. Okay, looks good to me. Now I'm gonna clean it with piece of Rodico, and I'm gonna apply thread locker because I'm pretty confident that I cut enough. So let's screw the crown back onto the stem. Okay, and let's clean thread locker leftovers. Good. Let's insert the stem back into the movement. A little bit of push and rotation at the same time. Okay, looking good. Let's try to screw it onto the case thread. And it is looking good, actually. That's a pretty good cut. I'm happy with the result. Then we're gonna need to lubricate the gasket. I'm using my seal greaser. Couple of twists is enough, and now we can place the gasket back onto the case groove. Okay, and we're gonna go slowly all around, making sure it is sitting in its place. Looking good. Now let's clean the case back, and we can screw the case back onto the case. For now I can screw it by fingers. Now I can use my case opener to screw the case back all the way in, and finger crossed, and hope I'm gonna get a little bit of water resistance. Okay, now let's remove the protective layer so we can install the bezel insert. Okay, and now let's take the bezel insert, and I'm gonna go slowly, making sure it is aligned properly. No rush. Let's go slowly. Let's give it a little bit of push all around. Looking good. Let's set the bracelet and take a look at the final product. What do you guys think? Do you like this build? Would you build your own Snoopy Speedmaster watch? Let me know in the comments. My personal opinion, I am actually extremely surprised how light this watch is, and I actually have a pretty small wrist and it sits quite well even on a small wrist. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and I'll see you in the next one.